Hi there, my name is Bruno Rosa, and this year I decided to participate in Inktober 2020. For those who don't know, Inktober is a challenge where you have 31 prompts, one for each day of the month, and you have to make a drawing for each one in ink. But I decided to do it digitally because I want to develop my skills as a digital artist, and I feel I need to practice more, so this would be the perfect opportunity. So, day one, the prompt was fish, and I thought of that quote, the big fish eat the little ones, and I thought it was funny, so I decided to go with it. And I thought it would be even funnier if the big fish was actually cute and fluffy and adorable and very happy being the big one. And I decided also that I was going to paint it with blue, pink, and yellow, only those three colors except for black and white. And I thought I might do keep that color palette to every drawing. Day two, the prompt was wisp, and I had to look it up because I did not know what a wisp was. I kind of had the idea because I already done a work with a wisp, but I was not sure about the word anymore. And I end up enjoying this drawing very much because I'm not very used to doing landscapes and backgrounds. It's something that I have to work and get better at. And this is a simple one. It's only a bunch of trees and in a forest with a wisp shining. But I like how it turned out with the pink stars and the pink wisp is shape. It was fun to do. I'm doing all drawings with my mouse. I have a Cintiq, but I'm a bit lazy of give it a real try. I use it for photograph work and editions, but to real actually draw with it, I haven't tested very much. These are vector drawings, and sometimes I do them on Illustrator, and then I go to Photoshop to do the lighting and some effects. I liked how it turned out. It has a kind of a fantasy look to it. Day three, the prompt was bulky, and I just thought I wanted to make a surprise. I imagine everyone would draw like big muscle man or strong heroes or maybe a big strong bulky bear, and I wanted to make a surprise, so I did a bulky woman, and she could be bulkier. She could have more muscles. Now that I think of it, but I like how it turned out in the light and shadow, her abs, her expression, her hair. It turned out well. The background was interesting. I had no idea for the background, and I just tested some ideas, and I think I like very much how it turned out. On day four, the prompt was radio, and this one was fun because I'm doing college and I'm studying graphic design and product design and industrial design, and this reminded me a bit of college work because I had to imagine a radio and make a radio. I tried to bound together the old-fashioned type of radio with a bit of modernness. The colors make it look interesting, and the yellow being that is behind the radio, I don't know what it is, but he likes music, he likes radio, so he's cool. and it's kind of cute. On day 5, things got weird. The prompt was blade, and I imagine many people would draw knives or maybe swords. And once again, I wanted to take people by surprise, and I thought of a sharp razor blade. So I made this guy shaving, and the razor is so sharp that is actually cutting through his skin. And this looks a bit scary and spooky. Once again, I like the colors very much, the blue and pink. This is something that I already had thought of in other projects that sometimes have blood in them, making the blood pink instead of red, like softening it out. And I think it might be a good idea. I like his hair, I like the angle, I like his look, his eyes, the way he looks at us, like he's looking at the mirror while he's shaving. It's funny to end up a drawing and see, look what I did, just because they gave me a prompt. And I think Inktober is very healthy for an artist, because it gives you opportunity to test yourself and get out of your comfort zone and try new things and adapt to yourself and be a better illustrator or artist. On day 6, the word was rodent, and I just thought of a mouse. I thought of a mouse. That was the first thing that came to my head. I thought of a squirrel. Some rodents, I don't even know their names in English. Sorry, English is not my first language. But I thought, I don't want to do just another mouse. How can I make this more interesting and make a surprise out of it? And so I did this toy mouse, and his eyes are looking in different directions, because it's those eyes that never stand still. They are always going everywhere when you shake them. And he has this switch on his back that you turn to make him move, and he has these metal claws, feet, sorry. And once again, the colors worked out real well. With the background, I just tested this idea, and I thought, this is good like this. I liked it. Day 7 was, the prompt was fancy, and I thought of James Bond. And I thought of a fancy dinner with an elegant man dressed up well, and a sexy woman dancing like the tango or something in the middle of the restaurant. And I added these flowers in the background, and I wasn't really thrilled at this illustration. I thought it would turn out better than it actually did. I don't know. Maybe you can comment what are your thoughts on it, but it's kind of okay. Day 8, the prompt was teeth, and this one I enjoy very much. Makes me laugh. I love his teeth and his expression. He's all happy. He's a cute little puppy, blue puppy. And his teeth actually remind me of a video I saw many years ago on albino black sheep. I think it was Norboto, Vampire for Hire. He sang the song where he was a vampire, and after I painted this and this was finished, I look at these teeth and it reminded me of the teeth he had on that video. That's just a funny remark, but this is one of my favorites. I was glad I done it. On day 9, the prompt was throw, and I kind of drew this by accident. I drew the mask, and I thought, hey, I could use this. I could totally use this, and I did this figure, and I made him throwing the car keys at someone, and he says, "You drive." I thought he's an evil character, so He's probably throwing the car keys at the other guy, saying you drive because he know he's gonna have a car crash and he's going to die. This is my silly humor. I enjoy myself with things like this. Sometimes you have to play the villain. On day 10, this is one of my favorites too. The prompt was hope, and I was hoping a vaccine would appear to get us rid of COVID-19 because our lives changed and this situation, the COVID situation, is ruling our lives and taking out lives and and change it. It changed it all. And I think everybody's hoping that this vaccine will work. So I end up enjoying the colors very much. This was a drawing that I was not 100% sure I could pull off, but it turned out to be simpler than I imagined. I like the details, the milliliters signs on the syringe, the needle, the the liquid vaccine. It turned out great. I enjoy very much this illustration. On day 11, the prompt was disgusting, and this is the type of thing that when I was younger, I would probably have a ball thinking, what could I draw, and trying to disgust people with it. But I was not very much in the mood to think of disgusting things. I end up just drawing this face, and he had the snort coming out of his nose. And I thought, okay, it would be disgusting if he was licking it and eating it. But I needed more, so I did this worm-like body with these disgusting legs and that texture in the worm's body. And I thought, how can I even make it worse? So he's giving birth to some eggs. The thing with this drawing is that with the colors blue, yellow, and pink, he's still kind of cute. He's still kind of happy, and it seems like something we would enjoy, but we end up perceiving that the drawing is disgusting. Day 12, the prompt was slippery, and this one I enjoy very much. I imagine that most people would draw maybe a woman or a man slipping in a slippery wet ground or ice, or maybe ice skating. And I wanted to do something different, and I reminded me of a time that I went fishing with one of my ex-girlfriends, and it was really hard to grab the fish because they kept on slipping off. So I put my hands in that position that you can see in the drawing and memorize it and draw them, and the fish turned out really well. The angle, this looks like a very cinematic piece. And I didn't do the line work. I used the sketch version because I thought these extra lines give it an extra punch and make it more interesting. Day 13, the prompt was dune. So I draw the dunes, and I thought it would be great if the dunes were in a color least expected. And I end up making the dunes pink, and I enjoy the vibe immediately. So I drew that house. I wanted to be a weird house without a rooftop. Reminds me of houses in the south of my country, Portugal, but they are white. This one is blue, and I enjoyed the windows in the door. Kind of look like an amazed, surprised, maybe scared face, looking at this strange creature that's coming below the sand. I thought this could be almost like a comic book vignette. Day 14, the prompt was armor. Now this drawing was was I really enjoy made this drawing because if you don't think of the background, those thingies on the background, if you only see the character, it, the character the character was all done with circles and ellipses. I never drew a line. I only used circles and ellipses. I meshed a bunch of circles and ellipses all together, and then I erased the lines that I didn't need it, and end up with this drawing. And I didn't want it to go with a regular knight's armor or something more cliche. I thought of maybe space like, or maybe like a video game. It looks like a video game character. Day 15, the prompt was Outpost, and I'm a Metal Gear fan, and I just imagined this outpost in the middle of the woods, maybe at the entrance of some military base, and the man with spotlight. And it's kind of funny watching him with a pink mask, but it worked out. It worked out, and this thing of only using three colors makes you do stuff like pink trees that we aren't so used to watch, and that makes it kind of special. The outpost was fun to do. I don't have many experience doing this kind of stuff digitally, and I learned a lot by doing it, and it was challenging and fun. Day 16, the prompt was Rocket, and this was actually the first drawing that I did. I did it on the day 16 of October. I did it with a pen on my notebook. I draw the rocket, and when I draw with pen, I do this cross hatching that I don't have the hang of it digitally yet. I can't do cross hatching digitally very well. I need to practice that because I like very much to do cross hatching, and I did it with a pen, and I just thought, well, I'm gonna throw a monkey in the rocket because that's always funny, and I had them smoke a cigar. So this is the original drawing just with ink on paper. Then I scan it and paint it digitally and added textures and lighting effects, again with the pink and blue in mind, which is actually a coincidence because by this time I hadn't knew that I was going to paint them all with pink, blue and yellow. But I love how it turned out. It has a great ambience to it. Also, I'm gonna try to put these drawings on sale on Society 6. I will probably make a video telling you that they are on sale, but this one is already on sale, and the next one, I think, is Storm, is already on sale. But I'm gonna try to put them all on sale because you guys might want to have a print of it. So day 17, the prompt was Storm. This one I also drew it on paper with a ballpoint pen, and I scanned it and I vectorized it and I painted it in Illustrator and had the textures in Photoshop. This was really fun to do. The idea was simple. It was a man being caught on a kind of tornado situation, like a tornado is about to get formed, and the wind is blowing so high that he has to grab himself, and when he opened his mouth, his face came off and we can see his skull. It's my sense of humor again. Day 18, the prompt was Trap, and I thought about it a bit, and When we think of traps, we usually think of mice, but I didn't want to do that trap, that mouse trap with the cheese. So I just thought, what if the mouse wanted to get out of his hole, but the cat was waiting for him, and the mouse had no idea that it was a trap. Day 19th. The prompt was dizzy. This one was also made on the 19th day on my notebook with a pen, just ink and pen. I didn't have much time to do it. I did it while I was waiting for something. I don't remember, but I was waiting on something, and I had a bit of time and I did it. I think you can tell he's dizzy with the stars in his head and his eyes. It's fun. It's fun to do this kind of drawings because sometimes you get a reaction from people, and I end up painting him digitally with pink and blue and yellow, and it's kind of cool. Day 20, the prompt was coral. I drew these pink things that I think we could call it coral, or maybe they are coral thingies that live in corals. And the blue thing to the right is also a coral, not very detailed, but you can tell. But I had more fun drawing the crab. I like crabs a lot, and I really like how this all turned out. It looks a little magical or dreamy like with these colors and the ambience and those air bubbles. I enjoy this. I enjoy this drawing. It was fun to do. Day 21, the prompt was sleep. So I gave it a thought, and I wanted to be different from everybody else. How could I turn this sleep into something special? And I just imagined that he was having such a nice moment, and maybe a nice dream, that he felt like he was floating on air. And I end up drawing him like this. This kind of reminds me of Castle in the Sky from Hayao Miyazaki, the scene where the girl falls from the airplane. This is a dreamy drawing. I liked it. Day 22, the prompt was chef, and in this one I thought maybe I'll do it just black and white because I made this paintbrush. This was like the day one with the fish that I did the paintbrush, the dotty paintbrush, especially for that illustration. And in this one I did this brush and I did the head, and I liked the head so much that I thought this could be it. And so I put the chef's hat on his head, and I came up with this pose where he's tasting his soup. And I really liked this drawing, and I thought this was it. I tried to add some color, but I didn't like how the color and the black lines were mixing together around the black lines, and it didn't feel right. And also it's cool because this drawing is a bit closer to what Inktober is really intended with traditional drawing in ink and paper. So I end up leaving it like this. Day 23, the prompt was rip. Now I know this is a bit of a shocking image for many people. So I will start with explaining that no animals were harmed during this illustration. This bird is safe. This is a fake knife. The bird is an actor. He's only pretending to be dead. He's playing dead. There's not even blood. He's fine. He's just playing dead. It's just for the drawing. I like his pose. I like the angle. I like the knife. I like the pink grass, the lights and shadows. This was one of those drawings that turned out better than I had imagined. On day 24, the word was dig. now you can see that he was playing dead, because on day 23 he was playing dead, and now on day 24 here he is trying to pick up this worm that is digging his way out. So this was a fun drawing too. I don't think that it's an outstanding image, because I don't know, it doesn't strike me as a great drawing. It passes the message, but I think he's lacking something. But it was fun to do, and I learned some tricks doing this drawing. On day 25 the prompt was Buddy, and this is my dog Snoopy. He was my grandfather's dog, and now he's mine, and we have fun together. And when I saw the prompt Buddy, I just thought of him and thought it would be funny to draw him, and it turned out great. The boy is not me. It was going to be me, but I didn't like how my beard looked from this angle, so I ended up just drawing a man or a boy playing with a dog. On day 26 the prompt was Hide, and I just thought it would be funny if a big cat end up turning out to be a huge cat hiding behind a small box with the word fragile. That makes us nervous because he's going to break it, goofing around. And so this is a basement of some sort, and it has all kind of boxes, and the huge cat is hiding behind the little box. So it's my sense of humor, and I like doing the lights and shadows in this one. Day 27 the word was music, and I used this drawing that I had done weeks before about music, so I wasn't going to do another one on music. I like this one, and I thought it might be cool to change his colors to blue, pink and yellow, and I just changed his colors and used this drawing because this was my interpretation on music. I had done it just a few days, and I thought this will fit in. On day 28 the prompt was float, and I just thought of feather floating. It's also in a song that I like very much. You probably know which song it is. And this is a beautiful image, the feather's position, the way she's floating. We don't know if she is lifting off or landing. It's shadow on the ground. This was a very enjoyable drawing to make. I had to think how was I going to draw this. It seemed like a complicated drawing to do. And once I broke it into steps, it was actually very easy to do. And it didn't take me as much time as I thought it would. And I'm very satisfied with the end result. On day 29, the prompt was shoes. So this was an opportunity to try and make some funky shoes, something cool. I didn't get too crazy, but it was my first time trying to make out some original shoes, and with these colors they look like they are amusing, and I like the laces, I like the sole, and I thought, how can I make this drawing more interesting? So I put the legs being a skeleton, and I think this turned out to be a cool image to look at. I got surprised with this one. It surprised me. Day 30, the prompt was ominous. I had no idea what it meant, so I went to search, and I kind of got this idea that it meant like something bad was going to happen. And I just thought, what if you went out and you saw 3 black cats? Because one black cat is believed to give you bad luck. So if you see 3 cats, you have 3 times worse luck. And I like their expressions with those pink eyes. devilish eyes looking at you, and the storm is forming with the black clouds and the thunder. So I thought this would be a ominous situation. And finally, in day 31, the prompt was crawl. And when I thought of the word crawl, I just thought of a snail. So I drew the snail, and I was thinking, how can I turn this into a laugh or make it more enjoyable or a surprise? And I imagined the snail crawling in an airplane's wall. The plane had took off, and he is getting a ride, and he is probably going to another country or another continent for free. And I end up enjoying this drawing very much because it has a funny side to him. So these were my drawings for the Inktober 2020. I will try to post these drawings on my Instagram account. If you don't know him, I have the link to my Instagram in my homepage of YouTube, and I might post it in the description as well. And as soon as possible, I will start posting these drawings on Society 6 for sale. If you like any one of them, they will be for sale. I hope you had a good time. I will now show all of the drawings in sequence without talking, so you can have a flashback of all the drawings. I hope this was fun to you, and check out my other content. I have ambient songs, guitar improvisations, all made by me, and I have my series of cartoons, jokes, laugh rules. I have it in Portuguese and English. Have fun discovering my channel. I hope you enjoyed it. Be cool. Goodbye.